2, 3, go.
We are live! Now we can start.
Are we doing episode 4 now?
What do you think of time it is, Jono?
It's 11.
We could squeeze it in a half hour.
There's no way that's happening. Episode 4! The Road to the Spear.
We already talked a lot about stuff in this
Jono,
episode, so
what
it kind of, we can skip over stuff because we already talked about this episode.
Jono is really adamant that we not do this tonight.
I mean, I can do it. My wife already hates me. I'm just gonna text her saying good night.
Let's just talk about the stuff that we didn't talk about.
Pass out,
I
baby.
think you rally,
I mean, I can rally,
and we do it. Episode 4, The Road to the Spear.
Moraine's fucking hat.
Matt and Lan fighting and talking about his heritage and what that means
nice.
and what he's going to do. And Moraine stares on, and Egwene says something like, "A watch pot never boils." Aged saying from her aged grandmother.
Yes.
If you didn't know, it actually the original one from the books, and not to be pedantic, and just is a watch twat never boils.
That's important, you know.
Yeah.
To know the reference.
Not to be pedantic.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad you understood the.
Mm-hmm.
Here's to 11 o'clock dumb fuckery.
I mean, we can do it.
I liked the it's the word levity between Lan and Rand.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
some levity. I actually very
Yeah.
much agree with that. I agree with that.
He made him laugh. It was nice. I enjoyed this.
I did too. Jenna, what do you have to say?
I like the levity. I like this. I'm a little confused, about this thing with the flame in the void. Why it is that in this case, I don't know. There's some just oddities to me about how it is that like Lan has never taught him that. This is their first conversation about this, or not? Lan would have taught
They're
him.
just
but
now
Lan wouldn't have-
bonding. They've never had a chance to bond before.
I have issues with.
But that feels like it's a giant like it's season 3. If this isn't the first time they fought,
They're cramming stuff in.
Well, that's a different issue. You think they would have had some bonding beforehand? That's what dates are for.
Well, that's next.
But like, he's like, hold your sword like I tell you to. That's again extremely important. There's nothing more important than your first most basic things. But that should have been 2 seasons ago. To me, like it feels like we should be past that. If he had said, "I've taught you how to hold a sword. Now show me what else you can do," that would have been so much more important to me.
Oh, okay. So you're just nitpicking lines of dialogue. Not that we don't do that here.
No, I'm nitpicking.
We totally do that.
The point behind the dialogue. In this case, if you're saying "hold your sword like I taught to you" or "told you," that feels like you've got a fucking novice. If you say, "Hey, you know how to do it," show like it's the same amount of words with just a much further like belief on where the fuck this character is. To me, it just advances it. It doesn't feel real.
Well, at this point,
Rand doesn't know.
Rand hasn't been using the sword very much up until now. He's just now learning. Like he
didn't fight Turok the dinosaur hunter.
Yes.
He just
did he not learn from a guy
power
while he was trying to talk with Logain in season 2?
But that guy didn't have a sword. They weren't actually practicing. They were like, he was teaching him the names of sword forms and kind of showing him, but he hasn't actually had any sword training, right? Until now.
You know what that would be to me? Hold on. Wrong. To be wrong. That would be bad fan fiction. I'm sorry. God damn it. It just feels like you're just doing it wrong without.
They're playing catch up.
Next.
Yeah,
this is what happens when you feed me alcohol at 11 o'clock.
That's okay. I can't wait till we get
next
to
scene
the
is them randomly talking about
some
some things.
Service and Gaisha. I like this. There's some good world building. I like this briefly. And then the wise ones talk about their viewing, and
and then they let slip to Moraine that she needs to go to Ruidian.
This is not bad. Again, they hit a lot of dialogue that comes from the books, and this is one of them. It just some of
I
it
think they did a
like
decent job of getting a lot of these like check boxes done, though.
Yeah,
I mean, it does. Some of the dialogue does feel like that, like they're checking boxes from the book and moving on. They're like, we got it. Like move on, kind of thing. But like, I don't know. Overall, I liked it.
Yeah.
What do you think about this Avienda land fight?
It turned out to be okay, and it was kind of cool that she got to play around with him, and he was having fun right before she had to give up her spears. No, Jono. Okay.
First, no. I don't. I'm not here to interrupt you. I want.
No. I want to hear what's this one. Tell me.
Oh, that means I didn't like it.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. That also, I'm a scuba diver, so that means I'm going down. Is that okay? I did not like it because, like, I think that the action was cool, but canonically, Lan is the best fighter that we see in the entirety of the Wheel of Time.
He's just playing with her, right?
But
I didn't take that.
It does not feel
in any
like
way,
yes, he laughs once or twice. She disarms him. She does this. Like, we don't have any real proof that Avienda
she disarms him in the
average.
Way. Again, the fight annoys me for the reasons that Lan isn't being shown to be the Lan that I know that he should.
That's
be.
exactly right. Like,
but that being said, like,
chance.
knowing that he's Lan, like, he's not gonna fucking fight her.
I saw this clip like a week ago, like the beginning, and I didn't see the end of the. Like, they didn't show the resolution of what happened. But when I saw this happen, I'm like, they better fucking not. I was like so crazy. I was so pissed. And I think they probably did this on purpose, because then when I actually watched it, and then they were just playing, and then he took her spear away, and he was like, I was like, okay, because like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that they set us up to get angry and then be all right when you actually watch the episode.
Why not like show him like losing like the first touch, if you will, and then all of a sudden like, all right, well, and then going nuts.
We're not.
Like,
we just said that for Jono.
Yeah, we know. There's a Christian rapper. I'm all.
We're not doing this.
I'm done. Yeah.
Well, this is good practice for next week because we have to be with him until midnight for his birthday.
Yeah. Next week. Next week we're going to drag the conversation out on purpose.
Over one episode.
Oh, for one. You know
what?
Oh
my god.
At least I won't feel too bad then. To me, it just doesn't make sense.
Lan knows Bear's about to take Avienda's spears away. He can't stop chuckling.
Oh, okay.
I feel like
that's not true at all. Also, by the way, can we talk about Bear's thighs and fucking forearms to break those spears?
Yeah.
Also, it's
just
a me
crushes it. Just crushes it.
That doesn't make sense.
Hemi 3 spears of presumably very hard wood
that are deflecting
like
swords.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, Bear was a spear sister, man. She's a badass.
It's Amis. Amis, not Bear.
I meant Amis. I meant Amis. Sorry.
They didn't change the name, right? Did they?
No, they did. It's totally Bear.
Oh no, I forgot about that.
We talked about this last week.
Yeah, it was dropped last week.
They folded the characters together. They're the same character.
I want to watch their folds open.
Her name in the show is Bear. But as we talked about last week, me and Taffy thought they should just add an ADR and just be like, Amis, every time they say her name. Like, really stand out.
I forgot that's Bear. That's so dumb. That's not, like... That actually is really upsetting me.
Oh, my gosh.
Who is the most famous fucking character?
For making chocolate chip cookies?
Famous? Amos.
That's right.
This is bullshit.
She's a me, spare a name only. I agree. Yeah. Mini weave to help the snap. Interesting.
It's a me. I'm out on Bear. Bear is dead to me. It's
Do you hear what light blindfolded out of you, Jono? Get over it.
No. Why I look like a man who gets over things?
I refuse. Anyway, yeah, this is Bear who does that. Anyway, moving on. So they're like, Avienda, you're done. It's time to be a wise one kind of
Hey,
thing.
John, you're impressed with what she can do with her hands. You should see what she could snap in half with her. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean.
Jono, her.
Yeah. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
Pussy.
Yes.
Yeah.
My pussy.
Just real quick, if you're some lube in town for a quick hour, can you get me some lube?
She just puts the spear in her pussy. She's like, just snaps it in half.
Christ.
That's what I want to see.
If she put those spears between her legs and then just kind of like clenched for a second and they all snapped, I'd be like, holy shit.
That'd be awesome.
Where'd the third go?
Goddamn.
Fuck out for yourself.
Have fun with that, Ruark.
That's been episode 4. I think nothing else happens, right? No, I'm kidding.
No, not much.
Jono desperately wants to leave. All right, sorry.
Good.
Let's get back into this. Oh, sorry. Avienda's supposed to go down and be a wise one. We get that thing. No stripping naked in the show to run down the slopes to Ruidian.
I'll be a little disappointed. Rourke, is this where we
I know Rand and Moraine go down together, but I was really hoping for like a Rand just walking down by himself and then suddenly like in the distance Moraine sprints by naked. I
love that.
It would have made it so much more fun for me. That is Avienda, but Avienda went earlier in the show.
I hate that. Why did Avienda just get sent in the middle of the night? Like it just feels weird. Maiden Kegel. Maybe that would do it. And you know what? As a wise one.
Oh no, Matt to mention Avienda naked. I agree. I mean that's why they didn't do it.
That and the fact that they've ruined other things.
Rourke doesn't talk about the bear grip.
My God.
Pretty sure she used the power to break them, but didn't want it to be obvious as they hadn't revealed their ability to channel until the Couladin scene.
But you can't not reveal. Once you channel, although in fairness, Moraine should have felt the ability to channel, but even if you do it in the most slight way, I can get you. How dare you? How dare you, Christian Rapper? You don't know
Moraine.
I have hours. Yeah, I've got hours in me if you wanted that shit. That's that small penises in me.
What else? What else you got here?
Before we actually go down, I really did not like. I think I mentioned it briefly, but my Avienda is sent now, in the middle at the end of this fight. Why is she sent down now? Why not till tomorrow? We don't even really know at this point that they're actually at Chandale.
Honestly, I think the only reason they're not there yet, she runs ahead. They're not there.
The only reason is because she's still playing at being a maiden.
No, the only reason is that they need to witness her ask permission formally so they can then ask permission formally.
Oh, okay.
And then Couladin goes, he's asking like a woman, and gets all mad about it.
Okay, those are both good points. Yeah.
Just to have him.
Just to have somebody do the little ceremony before Moraine and Rand have to do the little ceremony, I think, is the only reason I can think of.
That doesn't make sense. Like, why couldn't they just teach him how to do it? If there's nothing wrong with teaching, I don't know.
Oh, that's true. Like, there's no reason why, like, one of them couldn't have been like, "Hey, this is how you ask permission to go to road." Maybe they just don't want to do that in the show. I don't know. I get what you're saying, but like, whatever.
Men do it differently. Hey, I don't know. Whatever the fuck, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so we do get to Chandale. I think Ruidian looks fucking cool.
Well, before that, we have a little quick. I like this scene because this is.
Oh, it is for the books. Yeah, book 4. Yes.
Moraine's like, "Let me help you. Tell me what you're gonna do," and he's like, "Oh, sure, you can help me if you promise to not stop me from doing anything I'm trying to do." And she's like, "I can't promise that." And again, it's right out of the books, but like
straight from Cold Rock's Hold, right?
Actually,
after the fight, the shadow spawn.
Yeah,
that's 100% correct.
Yeah, because it's after this, after Rodian, rather, in the books.
Or was it Imri Stand? But either way, yeah. I even uses the dialogue right back.
Might have been
not good enough, Moraine. Not good enough.
Yeah.
Again, I've got to.
Also, I love the line of like, I'm only trying to help you, and he's like, you haven't tried to help me once, like kind of thing. Like all you're trying to do is preserve the Dragon Reborn, and it kind of goes back to like show conversation of Varen and Moraine going like, hey, are you believing in the Dragon Reborn, or are you believing in Rand al'Thor? Because those are two. Although similar, like they're the same person, but those are two things that you should be supporting.
Yeah, they're separate ideals.
Part. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. I liked it.
I like it. Again, like there are certain pieces of the dialogue that feel like checking the box, like that feel like we are. And I also like Finn's. I'm actually very interested in like what this feels like. I do need that Viagra to rally. Although there'll be no blood in my head, which is dumber than it should be. Like what this looks like for book or non-book readers, right? Like for people who are just watching this on TV, because there's a lot of times where I feel like, who is this for? Because there are certain things they hug a line, which is a very thick line, so it's a weird hug. That doesn't really feel like anyone's happy. Sometimes if I'm watching this,
I get what you mean.
I don't know who appreciates this. Like obviously book readers.
There's a lot of people that fucking love this new season. Like even like
I'm happy.
Yeah, but I think I know, but it's hard to like.
I'm not
from our perspective. It's hard to see it from like fresh eyes. Like what you're saying, yeah, but like they're getting it, I guess.
Good.
Yeah. I guess
again,
it's making
don't
sense.
get me wrong. I am certainly not the arbiter of what the fuck is right or wrong.
No, I'm not. I wasn't judging. I was just kind of trying to kind of like let you know that it's coming across to people. Like they're doing okay with having. It was weird because there was so many times in the earlier seasons where they could have just used large chunks of dialogue from the books, but they didn't. They changed it. They did all this weird stuff with it. So it's almost like all this stuff coming. It gives us a whole new thing to kind of process, like thinking about how all of a sudden show only people are like, what are they thinking about all this stuff that's like, no, that's what you
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. I get what you're saying. I
look like my dad before he died, but yeah.
Doing your plumbing.
Yeah. That was today.
So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Please. No. You shouldn't apologize.
Don't apologize.
Yeah. You know who should apologize? Joe Judkins.
Probably me.
Judkins?
I'm just trying to make the show as good as it can be for everybody, Jono. That's all.
So I think it's translating. So that means that the show people, if they're liking
sheeple.
The sheeple.
Didn't mean that. Fuck that. I hated that. As soon as I said
I know we've said this, but like season 3 is astoundingly better than season 1 and 2 and 3.
It is. So like it is definitely better.
I never read Game of Thrones, and I started watching that television show. And it wasn't until like season 3 Red Wedding where I was like, holy fuck, this show is good. I was like, I don't really care about this. And I was like, I literally did kind of do, and I'm not saying Game of Thrones season 1 and 2 are not better than season 1 and 2 of this show. I'm just saying like, it took me as a non-book reader, and I loved The Wheel of Time at the time, to get into that world and people and show. So, I mean, like, although they lost us as show or book readers at a certain like early on, maybe with like all the fucking changes they made, like I think there's a shitload of show just watching people that are just like, oh fuck, this show's getting good, like kind of thing. Yeah. And like, and if that's what they're getting right when I'm feeling the same way, I can't say that's a bad thing, I guess. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It
could have been good from day one, but you know what I mean?
It's a dumb thing, right? Like to a certain extent, like to a certain extent, who gives a fuck what your opinion is as long as you like it? right? If you like it, you like it. And I think that is to a large extent what matters. If you enjoy the show, then you enjoy the show.
Yeah. So basically, he's saying, Finn's is saying, I've only seen show people pick up that the total puppet job Ishii did through season 1. So like, they'll surprise you sometimes. Meaning like they're showing you stuff as just a show watcher that like maybe like we're
you
like
won't get the
throwing off to the side and being like, this isn't book accurate, you know, like whereas like show people are like, oh shit, Ishmael's like fucking doing crazy stuff, you know. I don't know. I mean, like there's that too, I guess. Like that's part of it for sure. I don't know how much of that.
The most important thing is like, again, even though Joe's a pessimistic dick and he's just such a like he's almost as bad as Tom. We all know that. Yeah, and I'm very much a calm, normal person.
Yes.
As long as you enjoy it, I'm not here to fuck with you. I hope you enjoy it. I want to enjoy it more. That being said, where the fuck were we in this plot? Taffy's gotten us all fucked up.
I always do. Sorry.
Okay.
Avienda just went.
Oh yeah. So
and then Maureen and Rand had their conversation.
Yeah. So they're approaching, or they're getting near to
Chandar. Or Chandar.
And Rourke shows Rand his little dragon.
Left arm only.
And so this is basically Rourke and Rand talking, and they're like, hey, tell me what the fuck to expect there. And he's like, I can't do that. We can't talk about it. And he's like, that being said, like, we're marked once, but you'll be marked twice, presumably. Like, kind of, he's not like, I don't believe you're
people of the dragon.
Yeah.
It's his cock.
But they also say, so when Rand sees the tattoo, he goes, oh, you're the people of the dragon. Which the only reason he knows that is because of the banner that they found at the Eye of the World. And then lofted on high at Falm. Right? It's the only way you'd know what a dragon was. That's all I'm saying. Right?
100%. No,
because to have a giant flaming dragon go around a tower top in Falm would make no sense.
They would never do that.
They wouldn't do it. Anyway, he finds out he's the people.
It's gonna be 12:30 till this shit's done. God damn it.
They get to Ruidian. It's fucking awesome looking, dude.
Yeah.
It does. It looks
like, again, so by the way, and I meant to mention this with Tanchico, but like their ability to like show the cities from afar and make them look like what I think they look like in my brain. Just bravo. Like,
yeah, totally.
Just nailing it.
I agree.
Like when you get down deep into the streets and it's like they only show one street and then it's like a few people are there. And I get it show budget wise, but like at the very least they're going, there's the scope. Here's the little street that we're on, you know, like, and I get what they're doing, but man, they're really good at showing. Like,
yeah, and they really put a lot of effort into having a lot of natural sets being on location, using the natural landscape. And it adds so much to the beauty of it. I don't know.
They talk about that. They talk about the fact that no one knows what a dragon is, other than just kind of through hearsay, literally. And hearsay is 3,000 years old of say here.
It's flaming dragon. Has anyone in the books know what a dragon is? Moiraine's flaming dragon. Was the dragon illustrated in the Corinthian site? I mean, was it?
Maybe, but that wouldn't.
Fuck, I don't know.
In the books, not relevant, but maybe though. Also, the
some scholars know the description of a dragon.
I don't.
There is the banner, but that's not widely known at first.
They just call it the dragon banner, and therefore they know because his.
I always like from a book perspective. I was always under the impression that they just knew him to be the Dragon Reborn, only in the sense that the other guy was known as the dragon. And
yeah, dragon was a name. Dragon was a name, and therefore, if you get a dragon banner, there's a dragon.
Right.
Or actually, it's up. They were wrong. It was Dr. Agon, because he gets agonized. He's very upset sometimes. It's a very confusing situation.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Yeah. So we meet our good friend Savannah, who, of course, looks like a knockoff Cleopatra.
Yeah, they're standing there and they're like, "Oh, let's take this in," and then they're like, "Oh, there's fucking Shido here."
Speaking of taking it in, so my only problem with all of this is,
yes,
Savannah wants to take it in, is like the stakes feel so small. Like it's 20 fucking people on each side. There's no larger like the numbers here in this entire episode.
That I get. Like they're not gonna. I mean, hopefully when they get to the Golden Bowl, we see like a lot more. But like, I don't even think
have some
then
people in
it's
the
gonna be
background.
a lot.
Have some people in the background. Just that you don't even have to fucking really like cast.
I just think it's funny, like
CGI.
Again, I know they're real people, and I know it's a show, and they can't they just can't stand up and be like behind a tiny little rock. But like that's how they describe the Aiel in the books.
Yeah.
And like the fact that they were like, "Fuck, there's Shido here," and then like all you have to do is turn your head, and there's a giant tent with all the Shido. And I'm like, what the fuck? How do they not from 100,000 miles away go like there they are?
It just it
right
does.
I can see the Shido. They're right there. I mean, it's gonna take us a day to walk to them, but they're right there. I can see them.
It feels sloppy.
I know.
Anyway, so
it's fair. That's nitpicky bullshit. But like, it's one of those things where I'm like, that takes me out of the show a little bit.
So Rand asks to go.
Well, first Couladin's like fucking wetlanders, and then they're like, I mean, yeah, I guess they're there and they're arguing about. I love Rorik going like, "Where's your fucking husband?" And she's like, "He died."
He died.
He died, I guess.
He's dead. I don't know.
He dead. Anyway, there's another guy down there right now. We're waiting for him. That's why we're here, kind of thing.
Yeah. So Muradin's down there.
Yeah, Muradin, who doesn't eat his eyeballs.
Yeah, we'll get to
that. So basically, Couladin's like, "Fuck you," and tries to do it. Like, by the way, this. I don't know. Do you guys agree or disagree? This is not as good as it should have been.
It's not the worst.
Okay.
It doesn't bother me. Like knife versus like thrown spear, it's not a big deal. It feels stupid considering he's got so much ground to cover. But yeah, doesn't bother me.
Okay. Very fair. Taffy.
So,
how do you feel about Couladin's introduction?
He's fine. He's fine to me. He's hot-headed.
Your name's not
hot-headed. Yeah. No, yeah, hothead.
Okay. My wife did say he was a sexy ginger, which.
Yeah, he looks great. And
wait a minute, is Rand not a sexy ginger? What'd she say about Rand?
He's kind of looks like a young boy.
He is a young boy. He's just a lad.
They look very similar to me, honestly.
Yeah.
I guess he looks a little older, but it's the beard.
Shave that beard. There's a side angle. They do, yeah. It was
shave that beard. Tell me they're not the same human being.
I don't like the fact that every Aiel seems to have like eye makeup on. Like to me, like it just seems like a weird thing. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
It helps.
It's the glare of the sun. It's their sunglasses, Jono.
Yeah, put it right here, and then they've got John 3:16 on their eyes as well. Good for them for deflecting the sun. Appreciate the Aiel.
So
anyway, Rand asks to go down, and then Moraine does.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, and Moraine asked to go too. So this is a 69. Or I guess technically,
well, they're not going opposite of each other. They're just going together. Yeah,
just taking your turns. Well, when you're done,
just
then I'll go,
penis and vagina.
I just want to concentrate, I guess, and fair enough. Sometimes that's better. I like this offensive weapons.
This isn't a movie. I knew they weren't going to have a huge cast. That's true. That's fair. The call for extras. Need peeps to stand around in the desert. Not many takers.
You're not wrong, right? Both of you guys are very, very.
They only brought a small honor guard to Chandar in the book. In book, small is 100. Dropping it to 20 isn't a huge change. That's fair.
But
fair statement. Yeah, I wasn't upset. I mean, you just have to understand. Like, unless it's a huge battle where they can zoom out and just CGI a bunch of people running down a hill. and just be there's a lot of them. You know, like we're not gonna get.
But shouldn't there technically be a couple wise ones to have greenlit Muradin's attempt?
Well, maybe he got permission before they got there.
That feels like a very, no offense to Chai and Dare, slippery slope, because I can just say like, well, they told me I could. Because there's no fucking wise ones there.
Fair.
But anyway.
Wait, well, how did they do that in the books, though?
They kind of just addressed that it happened beforehand. I don't know. I don't remember. Get away from me. Go away.
Maybe they dreamwalk and talk to each other.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things is like just listening to you guys waiting for situations to play out between the two of you. It's one of my favorite things about being on the show with you. Okay, sorry.
Get away from me. Go away.
Yeah.
It's in the pantry. Next to my bottle of dick cream.
What'd you say, shithead?
I said,
hey, dick cream?
No. I said stick team, stick ball.
Stick ball, stick team. Get away from me. Go
away. What Savannah didn't say cool in his next tense.
Yeah, that's true. Savannah's correct him.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, so they walk to Ruidian.
Oh gosh, there's so many. You guys have so many comments.
Well,
I hate when mom and dad
love
fight.
defensive weapons.
We're not fighting.
Defensive weapons I think is cool. Do you have the rebar picture, by the way?
No, wait, I don't.
Oh yeah.
This is all I got. From that.
So it like for those of you who are dumb and staring at things for no reason, and somehow I fall in that. In the middle of like when they are putting their weapons down, like it shows all these knives, or not knives, it's like spears, obviously, because they're Aiel. There's just a piece of rebar that's just vertical. And I can't tell if that's like did some warrior just have rebar?
It's there to hold up a spear prop that they never attached to the rebar. it's the coffee cup from season 8 or
whatever of Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
but it's not that like technically rebar can be explained away, right? Stainless steel, it should be fine. Why wouldn't it be there? Because obviously this timeline wise, it makes some level of sense, maybe. But it just I saw it and I died laughing.
I haven't seen it. Did you send Joe a picture?
I don't have a picture of
it. Yeah, it's not. I think I sent a timeline.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Do you want me to try? No, I can.
Well, yeah, no, I don't need you to do that. So I said at 18 minutes or so, in the midst of all the weapons, there's a piece of rebar. So somewhere 18 minutes in, which by the way means we have 55 more minutes. Jesus.
We're fine, Jono. We're fine.
Yeah, we already talked about some of the stuff that happens later. We can just...
All right, so let's walk on into Erudian here.
All right.
Unless you want to talk more about rebar.
There's a very fancy tree.
I think it looks great.
Well, it looks amazing. Are you kidding?
Yeah, it looks great. A lot of cocks on the side.
Uh-huh.
Big foreskins.
A lot of cocks, a lot of phallus objects. Rand's like, you see that?
Look at those cocks.
She's like, yeah, I saw the tree, bro. And he's like, did you see it? Look at its branches. That's what I mean. I thought it was weird because for mine it was subtitles. I don't know what you guys were saying.
I actually like the fact that Moraine talked about the fact that, to a certain extent, she's seen this because there's really not much.
Oh my God!
Really breathe.
There's not really that much that talks about the fact that for a while, Carrion had one. The rebar is indeed rib for her pleasure.
Yeah.
Or his,
Reba,
right?
Reba R.
There are multiple holes. That could be sound.
Are we sure it's just Tom's penis? That's right.
We are not sure. Like there are. I think it's very interesting that we really don't talk about what the Chora cuttings did.
He doesn't. Yoda appears and tells Randy needs to burn the tree down with lightning. Keep all the books inside. It's a Star Wars reference. Jono and Taffy don't understand. It's okay. Just move on.
I've seen them once.
That's shocking to me, by the way.
I've seen it more than once. Hey, you know what? Never mind.
Don't.
What?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Stay awake.
It's not stay awake. It's don't fall asleep. God damn you.
Yeah, it's the opposite idea. That being said, I listen to it when I cook when I'm drunk on Fridays sometimes.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best thing.
You've probably gotten a lot of phone calls while that. Anyway, next.
Nothing. I mean, Moraine is basically like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm going to go do my own thing kind of thing. He's like, I'm here for a reason. And he walks off. So he kind of leaves her. He walks off to the crystal columns and he leaves her alone.
What do you think of the columns? Do they look cool?
What do you got in there? What do you got in there? I don't know. So the only thing, I don't have anything wrong with them per se.
Yeah.
To me, the description of them in the books never made any sense. So this is fine. Forest of columns, crystal columns, totally fine. Makes complete sense to me. In the books, they say concentric circles, like it like leads out in like rings away from the tree or something.
Yeah.
So as they walk further away from the trees, circles of columns or something. But again, the way they describe in the books is very like loosey goosey per se.
That's how I like
so I'm kind of like, all right, yeah, it's fine. Do you have something wrong with the crystal columns, Jono?
Not here. My problem becomes later on when it seems like it's actually a weave that my namesake, Lot of Pussy to Come, does.
Yeah.
And it's no longer a Terangriel. Because she does this, and they all rise like she's a bad judge. And they stay upright for 3,000 years.
Is that what you got from that? Like it's
technically bad rigor mortis.
I got from that she created Terangriel right in front of our faces.
Oh, that's worse.
Why is that worse?
Seriously? You create Terangriel as your hundreds of years.
I mean, she's got Sakarnan in her hands. She could potentially kill the Dark One with that thing in her hands, Jono.
Say that again, Taffy.
I think it was there it goes. Yeah, I think it was something along the lines of
yeah. So that's worse to me. Yeah, that's worse to me.
Yeah,
I've always thought that they were just
a lot of pussy is very powerful, Jade.
I had less
shit get dropped or something. Like it's my cat, and it's Taffy's family knowing.
I thought I muted. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Also, it might be my testicles. I just entered puberty. Got so much excitement.
God damn. It's intense.
Oh God. Jesus. Okay. I liked this whole sequence.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought it was I loved it. It pulled me in the whole time. Yeah, it was really fun. This was really well done.
I don't think there's a part about this that I don't like. Jono, what were you going to say about the Terangriel being made? You still haven't finished that thought.
Oh, well, I guess we'll get to it. But I hate if you think that she is creating a Terangriel, then that's terrible.
Why is that terrible exactly?
Because I don't think that that's how it makes. You just do a fucking I do have Sarkonin or whatever the fuck it is. But it feels like that's something that should have been. The entirety of Ruidian was made. Like they knew where the fuck they were going. Like they were like their history was coming to an end. That's why the 3-ring thing was there.
Right, but don't you think she was there doing that as
first off, Latra Pussy to Come was, despite her wonderful name,
I know, yeah,
was
let's
not there.
Throw that out the window. We're aware that Latra Pussy to Come is not there.
But it makes sense that they would want to use a familiar.
They had 8 million fucking Terang Rail on the back of their wagons, which is another issue later when we come to Scope. I think
just the one.
Just the one wagon. And that's...
We don't know what's in those other wagons. We'll get there. We'll get there. Anyway, but why is it a problem that she made the Terang Rail? I don't understand why that is an issue to you.
I read it like you know how like glass is made from sand. I read it like she made it from the sand. That she made it from the sand.
That makes that makes some level of sense, but to me, like, it's just that's not how Terang Rails of that. Yes, you have this much like power.
Finn said the ogre were involved in Rhodian?
Yeah.
Were they?
Actually, I don't know about that. Because I think it was supposed to be modeled on an old time city, not no gear made.
I didn't really know.
Yeah. DK Moon's correct him, as far as I can remember.
Did you say a lot of Pacific?
Yes, I did. That's what her name is.
She's our favorite.
Yeah.
And that's also Jono's name.
We did say that. Yeah. Also, check out tWoTcast season 1 and 2, where we role play in the Wheel of Time world within the scope of the show. And season 1 and 2 follows along with season 1 and 2 of the show. And
oh my god, do you think
Jono
Tom
plays a lot of Pussy to Come?
Tom's gonna come back for tWoTcast, right?
Of course. Okay. He just won't understand what in relationship to the show it is.
So to me it just that rings hollow. But that being said, let's go.
They mentioned it wasn't how you'll work. Probably a slur.
So let's go through this one by one, and then like at a macro sense in some degree. So
okay, now that makes sense. Can you read it for the podcast?
I think Ogier used rebar for construction. Not to be confused with rebarb filler. Yeah. It's going to be a 12:45 show.
They were the builders and leaf lovers hanging with Nim. We're not building.
Yeah.
So our first walkthrough history is...
All right, so Rand goes in. We get Rand, and then he's got his veins popping out like a Lane in season 2.
You see his dick.
Oh my god! Thank you for bringing that up. I just
mentioned that for Taffy.
Thanks.
Off screen, no one else could see this, Taffy, because it was hidden by this screen. But you were falling over laughing while I said that, and it made me very happy. Anyway, so John.
Oh my god! Thank you.
First off, I sat there watching it. My wife, who's usually way smarter than I am when it comes to anything on TV, didn't agree with me. I was like, "That's Rand. That's Joshua Stakowski." And she's like,
it's not Joshua, by the way. It's Yoshi.
Gotcha. I'm sorry. I Americanize everything.
That's fine.
It's Joshua.
Maybe that's why she said no, because you said Joshua.
I said no. And she's like, no. And then the next one, by the way, quick spoiler, I was fucking right.
It's obviously Yosha, by the way.
Yeah.
Cool. Very clearly him. It's barely different. They just added a bunch of like makeup.
Do we need this? Like, legitimate question.
What do you mean?
We need it? Did we need it to be all Yosha and then two other characters later on?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I
100%.
don't. Not that if you don't think so, I'm not saying you're wrong or anything, but I fucking loved it and I thought he was great and I thought
it was awesome too. I also thought it was cool to watch.
Must have been fun for him.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I didn't need it at first, but I actually really enjoyed it. I thought he did great. They were all
continuity
different.
It's continuity for the show viewer to understand that it's still him going back in time. Whether like what it is, you know what it is to me, Jono? It's what's the leap show? It's a quantum leap, mentality. Like you're watching the same actor, but like if he looked in the mirror, he'd look really different. But there's no mirrors. It's the Wheel of Time. So he's just like, they're just showing the same guy over and over again.
The ginger lineage goes back for millennia.
Yeah, it's quantum. They quantum leap the actor. It makes complete sense for anybody that's just watching it as a show. I think it makes complete sense.
So let's go with this one then. Did you need Janduin?
I was okay with that. I thought it was kind of cool.
What did it add to you?
It a lot.
It established I just enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because, it was cool. And I think for the show, it's like establishes, okay, we're starting right with his parents. Here's how these guys are his parents. This is how, so I thought it was good for the show, fun to watch. I don't know. I liked it.
I find it interesting that
Taffy, you have a very valid response.
You're allowed.
Jono, you say your piece.
No. Yeah, I was going to go to Joe next.
Mm.
Oh nope, Joe's drinking. Out of time. To me, it didn't add much. We already seen half this fight, the other end, and if we were going to do, to my mind, kind of string things together, it's still 3,000 years is the next point of view. So it's a weird gap to go one generation and then what's that? 200.
200. Okay.
Yeah.
Is his name Manduin? Is it?
Manduin is the first one to go in.
Like that. Yeah.
But so before we get to Manduin, the reason I like this, Jono, is because one, it mirrors the scene, especially as a show viewing.
The beginning of season 2. Yeah.
It's that scene that we saw with his mom. That being said, Rand has no tie to the Aiel, right? And granted, this whole thing is for that purpose, but I really loved the Janduin thing because it kind of solidified both of his parents were there at the same moment, which wasn't necessary, but I thought it was a cool add-on to the character, but it put Rand in the scene in a very visceral way, whereas even in the books, it's only just told to him. And then when I have screens for this. So he ends that scene with screaming about his dead wife and his missing baby.
Sex scene.
Yeah.
But Rand comes back into reality screaming about his dead wife, which is his mother, and then looks down at his hands and it's the blood of his fucking mother, which I fucking loved. I thought it was
technically that could be his own blood.
I thought anyway, but in a tying that,
you think he was feeling inside? Did he reach inside his wife to make sure the baby wasn't in there?
Oh, 100%.
He's going like this, and that's what the blood is. It's from her vagina.
Wait, was that emotion?
Can I ask you a question? Yeah. Why do I have an erection?
Feeling.
Rand's dad screaming with his dead wife about her death and the loss of his child while Rand wakes up and looks at the blood of his own.
Yeah, that was good.
Is fucking it makes it real to him.
Fair. That's fine.
He doesn't give a fuck about them. The whole episodes leading up to this has been very piecemeal or I don't know.
Okay.
Finite or shit show, whatever you want to call it, in terms of getting him connected to the Aiel. In the books, we have Avienda going you're important and the Aiel are awesome, and here's why. And I have 1,000 horse rides to tell you all about how the Aiel are awesome. This summed that up in 1 second. And I was
that's a really good point. Yeah.
So I love that. I don't know.
Okay.
Also, anyway, do you like how do you like how they both did the cloak move?
Oh, I did notice that, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Janduin is not wearing a fucking veil.
Oh, god damn it. Don't get me started on that fucking shit. The amount of times the fucking Aiel stab people and they're not veiled is infuriating. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. Stop it.
They ruined themselves.
I get it. It's a TV show and they're we need to show Yosha's face. I get it on a certain level. I fucking hate it. I hate it.
All you have to do is just quickly
unveiled Aiel to murder people. Don't do it. Don't do it again.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you.
Phil not covering central characters is going to be a thing. Just like Blood Snow, we need to. I hate it. I hate it.
Literally, blood snow is what we call it when we cream pie my wife when she's on her period. The real question is, who is we? Next scene.
I'm sorry.
Next scene. Right after that one. We're going to check in with some comments.
I'm covering my mic from now on when I laugh at Jono.
How many times? Novale started in season 1. It shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And it infuriates me still.
Liam may be right, but Liam, what you're protecting is wrong.
How else could he
also being
hit on the guy? He wouldn't. He wouldn't, and he shouldn't have.
It does feel wrong. It's very, very considerate. Anyway,
we just need little name tags.
Nomen Garden, that's a good one. I love it.
They put up their veils, and it's just like Rand.
God damn it! God damn it! Next scene.
Oh my god!
It's 11.
No, I love. These are all great. These are all great points.
So now we move back. So my problem is this.
So we're struggling, and then we get to the creation of Ruidian.
We move back 3,000 years here.
Yeah.
We have what I'm going to call Neanderthal, because that's a heavy brow.
That's a good point. Why did the Jonduin thing come first? I didn't even think of
that. Well, it should be first. It's the most recent historically.
Yeah. But going back that far, that's a huge jump, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, to me, like it just seemed like we go one generation and then literally 150 is a very strange thing.
Or Joshua, as Jono would say.
I'm sorry. I assume everyone is English-speaking Americans. Is that wrong?
Not at all. I think that's
it's more and more correct.
Exactly what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, thank you. And I apologize for Yosha and the fact that if you touch his tongue, you turn into an egg. That's on me. I apologize. Your culture is beautiful.
He has to eat you.
Yeah.
And then shit you out the other side. And then
That's if you press B. Now, technically, if you're playing Super Smash Brothers on the 64, if you press B, it's like that. If you press the R button, you can throw them. But that's different. Super Smash Brothers on 64, one of the best. Yeah, Cave Rant. I like Cave Rant. Cave Rant.
No complaints about the Shido being black. Jono, do you have any thoughts on that?
I hate it.
Okay.
Is that?
You know what? That's fair. Sometimes, so in response to this comment, Finns, sometimes we don't say all of the things that we despise, so we can move the show forward.
Because there are things we like.
Yeah,
I liked that one chick's nipple briefly.
Johnny, can you read that?
I actually liked a lot of these visions. This is from Christian Rapper more than some of the ones from the book. I only missed the one that started the Maid of the Spear. That should have been included, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah, that was huge.
That's. I think these are fucking.
Were you just talking about Morin or Morin? Is that her name?
Manduin?
Manduin? I'm sorry. I came in and
You're coming in hot. No, we're talking about this. We haven't moved past this, but the comments were
the Randerthal.
That's not it. That's not it.
What? You
I actually liked a lot of the visions more than some of the other books. I only missed the one that started the Maidens of the Spears.
Yeah,
that's should have been included, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Do you think that they're the only? Well, I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do, but like, do you think they're gonna show something from Avienda or to?
No. Well, Avienda wouldn't go through this.
No, but like how? No, yeah, because he's the one who's the witness to the first Maiden of the Spear.
I think there's enough
for them.
I think
for the most part, all of them are.
I think there's enough to show that later in a different way that would make sense to different characters later on. I'm not saying I understand where it's going to come from.
And I know they have limited time, but like that would have been really cool to see.
That's my problem with the Janduin thing. It's like it doesn't add much that we don't know. We literally saw half of this, at least. Like in season 2, where we actually miss other. To me, what's missing is understanding the entirety of the Jin Aiel.
They don't even mention Jen, do they?
They do not.
No, they just say
correct.
Aiel.
Yeah.
They never say Jen Aiel.
The context.
Honestly, again, I think that's a. Let's not confuse the fucking viewers of the show.
No,
but
that's all that
I
is.
feel
like for real.
Well, all right. Let's finish this shit out. Because not finish it out, but let's keep moving.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, no, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, sometimes when I'm trying to make sense of stuff, I mix things up and I forget how. I don't know. Anyways,
they say true, which is the translation of Jen. That's true. That's true.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
That's the true. Wait, that's a different movie.
But I feel like that's missed though. Like without giving it, not to sound dumb, like a special name, it doesn't sound special.
Moving it along, we got this.
Yes,
it goes down into. He's like, yes, I'll go down to Daruidian. We get a lot of pussy to come again.
I don't think you want that. Like you'll fuck her and rattle her to pieces.
I don't know. She looks pretty sturdy.
Does she?
I mean, she's 10,000 years old, Jono. you don't think she has meat curtains down on the floor? She might, but she can feel it, and she knows what she's doing. You know.
I'll tell you what. You know what she should do? She should swear the 3
You think she got those chakra stones from just hanging out with non-hippies?
Legitimate question. If she swore the 3 O's, would that just immediately kind of like?
I hope so.
Botox her back up.
Just. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Right, good enough.
Unrelated. Do you know where I can get an oath wrong?
Anyway, she makes this terangrial that Jono's really upset about.
Yeah, I am upset.
Sorry, Taffy. Where
I am upset. I hate that. I think it's dumb. I think the Sikarnan is dumb. I think the Sikarnan is a stupid fucking thing that I'm not sure I really liked in book 14. And doing it like this, it looks like, as Taffy and I discussed on a text message thread that's not for anyone else, also Joe's on it, like almost like it could have been a cumsicle and or testicle for one of the Choden cow, which apparently don't exist, which is dumb. I did think it was dumb.
Oh, you don't like it?
Yeah, it looks like the fucking white materia from Final Fantasy VII, which, by the way,
I think it's made of. I think it's made of selenite. It looks like a selenite orb.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Selenite.
Sing the song.
There's a song.
Yeah, Selenite. It's done by the same song as Dave Matthews Band's Satellite.
Okay.
So bad.
Selenite is a cool crystal. Pretty cool.
Oh, crystal.
It feels like even if it's smoothed, it still feels a little like abrasive. So that's why and even they even got the sound right when she removed it from, I don't know. Later on, she removes it and it makes a kind of a scraping sound. That's what selenite sounds. Anyways, it's not necessarily important. Just a,
observation.
Yes.
Joe, any thoughts?
I'm just trying to stop thinking about them calling it this. Sikarnan. Yeah.
I mean, I like Choden Ball the most. If I'm going to weigh in.
Choden Ball's not bad. Who wants to fill this silence?
So next up, it's the little wee hobbits.
It's the wee hobbits.
Like, this couldn't have been more intentional to be the hobbits, right? It felt like we're looking at Pippin, Merry, Frodo. Like this, throw the music on and just let them giggle around. It was a little too much for me, but I enjoyed it.
Have you ever noticed that the singer, the guy that they have singing all over all their stuff, kind of sounds like a hobbit?
No, what do you mean?
He kind of has a countryish bubble in the throat type of voice.
Oh, he's got the bubble throat. I know you're talking about.
Bubble throat.
Yeah, and he just sounds like he's a singing hobbit. I don't know how else to explain it.
Does he come to the door like in like this is a singing hologram?
Oh my god. Okay, can we skip right to the fact? Right back. Can we skip right to them killing off another black character?
I don't. I mean, we can. I don't have a picture of him dying. Yes, but yeah, we can talk about it.
Joe loves killing off black characters, so yes, Joe's in.
Sure.
It was just kind of weird when we've talked, Anyways.
Also, if anyone should die, it's Matt's weird. Like, I don't understand why they use Matt and Perrin for the scene. It doesn't make sense to me. It felt very strange.
I think it was supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be reminiscent of the three boys before Maureen came to town and the Trollocs came in, right?
So Shanda was trying to say, and I try my best not to listen to her. Like, this is like, the point here is like, hey, we all, like, this is just another cycle of the wheel to a certain extent. Like, not that, because people can live multiple lives during one turn of the wheel, right? Like, we know that because Brigitte talks about the fact that she's seen this. So people will live multiple lives in one turning. So technically, my wife, despite her best efforts, is not wrong. But I hated this. I did not need these two to be there with Rand. I'm not sure I needed Rand to be personifying all of them, but I certainly didn't need. They took it way out for me. Like, this did not. This felt very jarring. The trio for me.
So you think it should have been like the 5 people from?
Did you think it was weird that they lit like a dragon firework and set it off, even though Gandalf was like, "Don't go near the fireworks"?
I did find it weird. And then they galloped on down to the east to get out of the Shire. That was a little strange.
Yeah.
This just felt fucking dumb to me. And then, Taffy, your thoughts at the end here?
I was my thoughts. I don't know.
You were upset about they killed a black man.
Well, that was I was trying to explain it away. Like, okay, maybe they wanted but all 3 of them did violence in the camp. Like, even that. So I was like, well, they're not trying to not make the black character violent. There's just so much thing. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of like you couldn't have had one conversation with someone about this.
Well, no, he's dead.
Yeah, I know. But besides that, I liked this sequence. I thought it was fun and good, and it went straight from like Mandarin and then straight into them being hobbits.
I for the most part,
Sorry.
I did find it weird to have the 2 of them, but I found it very entertaining though, and I think that it was kind of had the happy-go-luckiness of how stupid they were. But this begins my irritation here. Besides the Janduin stuff, I think everything's been fine. But technically, we've already missed, if I remember, one of the points of view that's actually very relevant, which is as you mentioned. No, you mentioned it right earlier, Taffy. That
it was in between.
What should have been between. Yep, it should have been a woman coming, saying that she would go with him.
Yeah,
and that to me is extremely important.
And then she's like, he's like, where's your daughter's father? He's like, he's already forgotten about her. He's ready to move on. And she's like, I think you'd be a good father. And she immediately I liked that. That was cool.
Yeah, he has no father but the spear, or I've got no husband but the spear, which is pretty much one of the most important things for Rand, and why it is that there are no men that know who their father is if they are son of a maiden. That's extremely important for the entirety there. So again, the fact that that's not in here, the Janduin stuff's not bad, but give me the real fucking thing that actually happens. That's extremely important for as much of a sexist as Joe is.
Well, I think they wanted to jump straight, like to have the dichotomy. Is that the right word for Manduin and going into Ruidian? Yeah, and then straight jumping into when they were Tinkers or when they were like following the way.
But is that a dichotomy? But the dichotomy is on multiple angles to me.
Oh, I don't know because I don't know if I would use the word correctly.
Yeah, no, I think you're doing great. I think that the dichotomy of gender is very important here. The dichotomy of like the different cultures of the splitting of the Tinkers versus that. They're all very relevant pieces that show this culture being created, and they miss it.
Jumped straight to Lewin when before to his origin story of like what happened instead of showing like when he was one of the protectors and when like the maiden. So I can see that's why they had to.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
So what's the next one? In the meanwhile, Joe, whenever you have the chance, feel free to show our in-between scenery, which is Mirrodin.
Yeah.
Mirrodin keeping pace. Like we see him, fine. See him, not fine. See him, not fine. Like there's one scene where Rand's just staring at him. Yeah, I don't know what's good for me. My wife's a dumb bitch. Because she married me.
Don't worry, all your black worries will be solved by Cimarrock. God.
Not in this series.
I mean, what? Sure. Just not in this episode?
I don't think she's in this. Oh, yeah, she is. Like, she is.
Cimarrock is,
I forget who's been written out and written in. And I hate that that's a sentence.
Dick. I just wanted to mention 10,000 IEL singing to a crazy man.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's good.
That imagery is the bravest fucking thing and also hilarious.
Yeah, and how he listens to like the last one for like an hour before he just crushes him.
Yeah.
And then turns the whole landscape into glass or something, whatever it is. I forgot what it.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. It's like a fucking nuclear explosion, just like
right.
glassing everything. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Again, it's bizarrely beautifully eloquent and frightening.
So what's the end of this Hobbit scene?
I love the end of this Hobbit scene. It's dark as fuck. They go there talking with grandfather, and the mother is just like, your face. I knew a kid, I knew someone with a face like yours. Wear a veil. He had a face like yours, cover it. And that's
like how dare you murder somebody for the first time ever.
That's the background of the veil. I think they nailed that. They nailed that very, very
agreed.
well.
Thought it was awesome.
Which makes it doubly frustrating when just a scene or two ago they didn't wear a veil. But I guess 3,000 years later, what can you do?
That's exactly that sums up my fucking frustration so well. It's like you're going back to the fucking Aiel scene and simultaneously not showing an Aiel wear a veil when he kills somebody. I'm like, what the fuck is happening in this show?
So Moraine enters the ring next. Yeah, that's what happens next.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. After that one.
After that one is when they switch to Moraine's point of view, by the way, Joe.
Okay.
Unless you want to just keep on this shit. Because why the fuck would you have that? Like, no, legitimately, I can understand if you're ready to just keep going on.
No, you're fine. I think there's a little bit of this.
Oh, yay, we're ready? I'm so excited. I was telling my wife, who did read these books, it's been a while, and it's just like, by the way, just so you know, Mirrodin's going to tear his eyebrows. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she's like, even if that did happen in the books, like, there's no way that's going to happen.
I mean, he tears his eyes out, but does he eat them, Jono?
That's in episode 5.
You must be, yes.
Does he eat the eyeballs like he's supposed to?
It's shown off screen. Rand is telling someone about what he saw. He's telling Matt later. He's like, And
I think that's kind of my point, Taffy. He doesn't eat the eyeballs.
Just gonna
drives me crazy.
He just holds them there in his mouth, just to be safe.
They're supposed to be white froth coming out of his mouth, and it's not there, and it's very upsetting to me.
They did give a couple of good shots of him tearing his eyes in his face. Though,
they
I loved all of that. Loved all of it. Yeah,
I thought this was actually very well done for both the entirety and the eccentricity of, well, in the middle of that, I want Mirrodin to tear his eyeballs out, and they're like, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a good detail.
Okay. Yeah. So that's we're not quite there. And Joe, unless you want to stick, legitimate question, if you want to stick on the Rand point of view before we go to Moraine,
no, just stay with Rand. Keep talking.
Yeah. So before we get to more to Moraine, so we switch from what's her cunt or what's his cunt? Excuse me. Apologize for that. To this is the problem with
Young Adon.
Jono and I. So this is the Tinker split.
Oh yeah,
this is probably the worst. Well, like, to my mind, this is the worst done. Not because of like what happens verbally, but like the lack
that
of
shot
numbers.
Back there. Do you remember that shot? Can you go back to that shot you just put up?
I can't. No, I can't.
Oh,
keep going.
Well, it looks like this thing that we used to do. This is not a memory. I never thought this would come back up. I did it once for my kids, but like at slumber parties, you lay backwards on the bed like this, and you put a sheet over your face, and then you draw a face, like eyeballs and stuff, and then you talk like this. It looks like this is the face, and the mouth is still like. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Do it again.
So you lay backwards on the bed, and you cover. You can't see, and then you cover your face, your head. I don't have anything to cover with.
Where's Otto's testicles?
And then
where's your husband's testicles?
You draw something.
You're leaning out of the frame to describe this, by the way.
I can't do any better. I could describe it when you put Maureen's mouth and chin back.
What about his reaction to Mirrodin?
Oh, that's awesome. That's
just
such
what
a great
the
skill.
fuck?
That's awesome. That's perfect.
Oh, it's so good.
That made me very happy. Good. So Joe and I.
Well, so before that, we have Moraine channeling to get the Choden ball out real quick.
There we go. Well, again,
is it weird that she took that in the rings?
Oh my god! It's insane that she did that.
Okay,
anybody that's been through the arches and like knows that like walking into a terrangrial with like other shit in your pockets is a bad idea. And she's like, let me just put Sakarnin, this orb that should be called the Choden ball, as we all know, into my pocket, and then just like walks into the rings like it's fucking nothing. What in the goddamn hell?
Maybe she should have taken it after.
I'll just put this in my pocket.
Maybe they edited it wrong. Maybe they accidentally did, She sneaks out of the rings, and then she goes and lays on the ground.
So I do love, we get the first set of flickers. I think the flickers are cool as shit. I don't.
Yeah.
I miss Rand's flickers, but technically there's nothing wrong with Moraine seeing them, because like the rings show you certain futures, which generally are kind of like things you remember, like just the smallest kind of a bit about, which you can hopefully affect. Instead, we get a little bit different. But that being said, it's fucking cool. It's fucking cool. I can't disagree with a lot of what happens here. Again, it's not quite, but it's cool enough for me.
Awesome.
Okay. All right, let's talk about them. So she goes. She sees Avienda, and then she walks into the rings, knowing she has a Terangrial in her, or Angriel in her pocket.
Angriel to like the max, pretty much, apparently.
Okay.
Because the Choden Cow.
And she's just like, "Oh, hi," and then like, I don't know. Is there something more to that scene?
I believe that's where she flips, is Swan,
and it shows the person in the doorway, and I don't know that it's Swan. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Is there something more to that scene other than just her going like, "Oh, hello"? Because
that was her talking to the camera guy.
Oh, she's just like, "Oh, hello, camera guy. You're flipping over me right now." All right,
yeah. Cool. Next.
Well,
I hope you're ready for me to just yell next at you.
Sliced.
Oh, by the way,
she's the Armelin seat. Egwene's the keeper, and they cut Rand's throat.
There's gonna be a lot of throat cutting and scrotes cutting.
Yeah,
like there's so much here. Next.
Oh, we're back at next. Okay.
Yeah, we don't need to say anything about him.
Well, Taffy,
honestly,
Taffy, you have anything to say about the Moraine the Merlin and Egwene the Keeper slatting his throat?
Lots of throat slashing.
All right.
Yeah.
Lots of slashing.
Unbonding Lan.
Cool.
Bonding Rand.
Cool.
Putting Lan out of fire for some reason.
Amazing.
I thought was adorable. I don't know what the situation is. But she's at least like, I don't want you to die. And then and then Rand's dying. And then butchering Rand in the desert. So I mean, like, very, very similar scenes. I do love the red dragon coat that he's wearing all the time. Like the red and gold coat that he's wearing all the time. In all of the prominent scenes, he seems to be wearing the red coat with the gold embroidery. And
what do you think they made more costumes for the sequence from
Jeez, man, seriously.
For like the entire series.
Like, it's a second of the camera flipping around and they're like, all right, everyone stop. Everyone change costumes.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and flip the camera again.
Even like
damn.
The whole goth Superman villain costumes that they made for
way behind on shit.
They look incredible. But that's like it goes so fast you can barely see them.
Yeah,
but those costumes are tits.
The one of the ways
cool.
up later, but it's crazy. Everyone's maxed out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way of describing
it.
Like,
they're all.
And then the last one is we have her going like, it looks like it's Two Rivers when it's flipping around. I know this is like zoomed in, but it looks Two Riversy, and she's like,
ball spots that on the left.
What's that?
That's Bran Alvear.
So about Bran Alvear's bald spot. Rarely seen from above.
I thought you said ball sack.
Oh, that's different.
Paul?
When you guys, do you remember like maybe you guys are too young, in the late 90s, there was this thing where dudes would just take their ball sacks out?
Lanfear was behind him. Explain.
I used to hang out with a lot of musicians, so I don't know if it was exclusively with them.
Same with Lan on fire pans around and Moraine blocks.
Hold on, I want to listen to what Taffy was saying about ball sacks.
Sorry, Taffy.
No,
let's
it's
talk
not
about ball
important.
Sacks. Let's get back on ball sacks. My fault.
Dudes taking their ball sacks out in public and like putting them on things and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever do that?
Did we?
I was witness. Do we?
Yeah, don't past tense us.
Did we ever do that? Oh my god.
Also, the answer is still waiting for them to drop.
They would also like get each other by like they would take their nuts out of their pants and then like wait till and then if your friend turned around and saw it, then they would like punch them or something. I don't remember.
That feels like the right reaction.
Hey, chat, can you guys help me out with this?
It's like a bad clove of garlic.
Taffy, I know what you're talking about.
All right, what a bunch of assholes.
All right, so let's finish this out. So
I've played hockey all my life. Ball sacks being put on just about anything is pretty
good. Okay,
there you go.
Okay.
women went to take their nipples out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I feel
He's
like
right.
I feel like
just the 90s.
Okay. Maybe that's just when I was running with I got to hang out with a lot of crazy dudes. I was just like
I
the girl.
prefer to think Lan was playing with the Luge's magic. All right, so
I've got this so wrong.
Yeah. It's something like a man's penis, only smaller.
That's a man's penis.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
there's a rapper packing
this man's penis.
It's fine. I'm sorry.
Chat, I was scrambling in the background. I'm sorry. I've
That's what we call
fallen
sex.
short of showing you anything. Anyways, back to Rand. He's going through some things, and he's back with this guy.
It's probably
Who is this guy? He's this guy's grandfather, who he was just a second ago.
Adon.
It's probably my least favorite outfit he does, just because like I can't tell how old he is because he's just scrambling around and like his voice sucks.
I mean, he's old.
It's a decent old man voice.
What are you talking about?
Don't you think?
It just feels, I don't know.
He also, it's not just that he's old. He's witnessed horrors. Like half of their caravan got.
Well, Joe's seen a lot of horrors too.
Horses.
I mean, I've seen so many horses.
Their horses.
That
killed.
being said, that's why I'm such a good judge of horses' flesh.
So as we see here,
yes,
this is the Tinker split.
Yeah.
The one thing that is a salvage I saw on my rewatch is that what's his name?
What do you mean the one thing that's a salvage? This is perfectly fine.
Hold on, real quick.
Right.
I was briefly losing my fucking mind that it's just him. Like there are so few people. That's not how this is work. Because technically, there should be tens of thousands of Aiel. And I say Aiel, no Jin needed. It's just Aiel right now. And they botched the Jin part earlier in the show, but later in history. But right now, there should be tens of thousands of fucking wagons with them. The only thing that kind of saves them is that they said that, like, others are coming. The last male channeler has been subdued. So this is the Tinker split.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember during this part, actually, Jono and I loses his mind briefly because we actually see the red door frame, but a lot of other wagons are kind of like moved and misused, and shit that's in them is dropped, which is kind of what we can assume creates things like the Great Hoarding and Tyr and whatever the fuck happens in Abu Dar, because they're just thrown off willy-nilly. So I kind of hate the fact that this dude pulls his own fucking wagon by hand after this, alone with a kid.
Mm-hmm.
To my mind, that's like, yeah, you fucked it up. You've given yourself an explanation that's cheap, but you fucked it up.
Well, what would you imagine would have been a better? You think there should have been more
CGI, another 100,000 fucking people behind him, because the numbers don't make sense.
Okay.
Just I don't need real people.
So it's not
real people.
Like we don't want to see just like what happened at one wagon. You want to see the entirety of that. Yeah.
The point is that like half these fucking people left, or maybe not half, but like. That this was a massive population. Like this was a group. It's not like it was like 10% of the world. It's not like it's a fucking billion people, but it's tens or even hundreds of thousands. Maybe they had 10,000 wagons with 10,000 Korra.
But were they all in the same spot at that time, or were they spread apart looking for?
Well, this is the first.
Yeah, this is just one ancestor going through something.
But this is the first instance we've heard where, according to the show, no offense, they are not all together.
Okay.
Here,
all right, so here's the thing, though. This is also how it plays out in the books, though. Like, they're not all together.
Yes, they are.
The 10 fucking wagons that are around in that scene aren't all of the fucking wagons.
No shit, there's 10,000 wagons.
I'm just saying, I don't think I think the show does a good job of showing what's in the books because that's kind of what the books show.
But I feel like the scope is lost here. There's one wagon. There's one dickhead pulling a wagon at the end of this. How is this the birthplace? How is this the birth of the Aiel?
I'm listening to one dickhead pulling a wagon.
It's one dick and literally pulling a wagon, which also is pretty far fetched. No offense.
He's very strong.
He's really been going to leg day.
Actually, he wasn't pulling it. It wasn't until the little tiny child, Adon, the 6-year-old, started pulling it from the net on the side that the wagon started moving.
The wagons weren't gathered together, Well, he is dedicated.
Okay. That comment.
Oh, you like the Saltburn one?
The Saltburn.
No one would attack a group of 20,000 people. Agreed.
Yeah, that's part of the
there's
point.
There's a lot of this stuff that makes sense, Jono.
Yeah, no shit. 20,000 people staying together makes a lot of sense of why they would stay together. Why it is that we see in the next scene that there are 10,000 fucking wagons together. Because there's safety in numbers. Is that not what the fuck they say all the time?
But they're not. It's the breaking of the world. They're not all together. That's not by choice. They aren't together.
It's not like they run into an earthquake and all of a sudden, like, whoa.
Sure it is.
One guy goes this way. I think this is like, to me, it's shit story. Like, yes, all right. Maybe they break up into like 5th, 6th, whatever the fuck. Like, hey, you go west, we'll go east, whatever the fuck. I don't know why. We're never going to see each other. But it's not going to be one.
Is it actually Rosamund Pike's son, Matt Stagger?
Oh, yeah, I read something about that. Yeah. Hi, Matt Stagger.
They did run into earthquakes, though.
True, but not like this. Not like it's just one fucking thing.
Having pulled a 1,500 pound almost every day, pulling a wagon is slow, but very possible.
Let's remember,
Jono.
That guy's a gnome. That guy's a gnome. He's not a full human.
He knows what he's doing.
I don't know.
It's difficult. The difficulty isn't the weight; it's checking the terrain, which isn't mentioned in the book. Oh, okay.
True.
Right.
Very, very true.
And there were more people there, but a lot of them were massacred just before that happened. So that's why some of them.
Watch
the show showing us a microcosm of what's going on. Like I'm like, yeah, maybe there's 9,000 more wagons over the side of that hill, Jono. I'm just saying.
This is why I didn't need the Janduin scene, though. I don't need the Janduin scene, which doesn't exist in the show or in the books. Sorry.
Right.
And you could show me 5 fucking wagons saying, "Hey, we're gonna go meet up with 35 here." Then, like, that makes sense.
Okay.
These dickheads have to go fucking build a goddamn city called Ruidian.
Yeah.
Don't forget
they also condensed several of them, so it gets a little confusing. Because they kind of combined that one scene has like a couple of different things put together, but a different, I don't know, right?
Sorry, I was distracted.
Don't do that again. Raids, killing 20 people here, kidnapping 10 there.
Joe, give him one on the other side.
Times.
Put a dick in his head. Go ahead, Jono. There you go.
Times 10. I'll take the food and leave the wagon.
Yeah.
They have to carry the wagon. It's got one tree in it that happens to have that one angriel in it.
Yeah, because also they weren't. I think it was different too because they weren't talking about how they were like. It wasn't the whole thing of like them emptying the wagons, throwing everything on the ground, like like.
Why couldn't this have been episode 5?
Let's just get to a lot of pussy to come.
Yeah. Oh yes, please.
And she gives Rand the Choden ball, every time I turn the screen off and Jono's just like,
he's like that. He's already got his thumb down.
Yeah.
What do you think,
I can't
Jono?
wait to hear your ratings for this episode.
This is where they do it. Like, this is where Roderick is given Sakaram or Sakaran, whatever the fuck, Sakarnan. My writing is terrible. Which is the compliment of Kalendor.
And I love the Aes Sedai is even like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Are you doing? Giving that to him, and she's like, they're good. They're gonna take it. I've seen it. They're kind of, and you're just like, Jesus Christ. That being said, it makes it better show wise that she's at Ruidian at the end, because clearly maybe she knows something. Maybe she's been through those twisted doorways.
Yeah, she does have Latra, I believe. Did she have the foretelling? I can't remember.
I don't know. Did she?
She did have the pussy.
I feel like she'd know. I feel like she would have advised Luce Theron about going with the 100 companions to seal off the Dark One.
Well, that was mentioned too. Like, in fairness, that was the right call to do the 100 companions. It gives them 3,000 years of respite.
These women playing with the ball so carelessly.
They have no idea.
Now, why would they need to give that if the men are all mad, right? Why does that need to go?
Excellent question. Why does that need to be hidden in Ruidian?
Why can't she just find out where they decide to
think
build
she's
Ruidian and then take it?
Maybe I'm wrong, but to me
the Forsaken
it indicates that Lada Putse to come has seen that she's there in the future with it at that place. So I think she's like, it's gonna be safe. Because she knows it's going to be there, and she knows she'll be there in the future. I mean, but that, again, I'm reaching. That's a reach.
No, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Thank you.
But that's what I read from that.
I just love her name. That's the best thing that I've.
Let's not get into that. Watch some tWoTcast season 1 and 2, available now on YouTube.
If you can't guess what my name was, you should guess again.
He takes it, he puts it in a little future wagon. Future wagons run out of the city, out of their future wagon strongholds.
I think so. We should probably talk real quickly.
Is that a Joe car?
Yeah, it is not. It is definitely on the ground. Yasha Strakowski has been, or Yosha, goddamn, has been incredible all the way fucking through. Like, legitimately, incredible fucking actor.
Yeah,
he has done like impeccable fucking work.
Oh, Jonah Roderick was the water sharing. Jonah is the Thank you, Noma Garden.
Okay. Thank you, Noma Garden.
Yeah,
Metal Wheels seems an odd choice. They're protected. They're protected by the one power. Everything's powered by the one power. They clearly have lights on in that wagon.
And do you see?
They're also powered by whips.
Do you see on the right? Are those?
He's just encouraging the whores, Jono.
That's not what. No Jinail of mine would ever whip a horse.
Okay.
Metal Wheels do seem more dark.
That was,
and yet,
Jono,
it wouldn't be.
Like, what was up with that? What was up with him? Like, way to leave, do no violence, very peaceful, and then he's like, yeah, like getting the horse to whipping the horse to go. The horse.
Unless, of course, these were horses.
Sorry, I yelled. I know it's probably bad.
Oh no! If the horses were bred to be dominated, then all of a sudden they like it.
I mean, Wadaholic said the horses are a construct. I don't know if that's.
Okay.
I don't know what your feelings are.
Wadaholic has some very interesting sexual needs. Where
you don't whip the whores, Jono. You crack it behind them in the air. Everyone knows.
So we actually had that conversation.
You know anything about horse flesh, Jono? You crack it in the air above.
Windy, the Wind and I and Taffy and I were discussing this.
Taffy, yeah,
Taffy and I were discussing this because
I'm reading Light Blinded Fools.
Oh, hold on.
The whipping does seem less of a way of the leaf thing, but damn, have you ever tried to get horses to go?
Yeah, I give it food.
Yeah,
you go like this.
It off from behind.
I was trying to get horses to go.
Again, Taffy. We thought about this. We talked about it earlier.
That's how I do it.
Oh God, that was so good.
That's how I do it.
So yes, I don't know. I'm sure what it doesn't sit right with me. I don't care.
I want to go back
Jono.
to one more thing.
He should have had a vuvuzela that he's all woo like to get
A vuvuzela. Yeah.
Yeah, a vuvuzela.
I forget how that's actually pronounced. That being said,
I like it that way better.
Worst sound ever from South Africa's World Cup, and I agree.
May I please?
It didn't wear on me until about semifinals. I was fine up into the semifinals, Jono.
Oh, okay.
What about 2010? You can go.
Saran struggling.
No, hold on. I want to finish one more thing, though.
Yes.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
The one more thing that bothered me, besides the entirety about Kalendor and Sakarnan and all that, which was the
longest episode of tWoTcast ever.
The repercussions there are huge. But one of the things that also bothered me was my good friend Lotta Pussy to Come said, keep these oaths. Stay to the way of Leaf. Promise me. Swear to me. And like that happens in the books, but the way it's done is it's so like the Aiel laughs so like what the fuck? That's core to us. That is us. And I think that's one of the things that's missing is like yes, we see that they come from the way of the Leaf, but like I don't think it's really ingrained enough that they are the way of the Leaf. Even though we see multiple viewpoints, to my mind, it's really not pushed in that they are the way of the Leaf. The way of the Leaf is not them, it's the opposite. They embody it in every step of their fucking life. And I feel like that time where they're told, keep with your oaths, don't break it. And their response is like stunned laughter because it's anathema. It's impossible to imagine for them. I think that's key, and it's not there.
Do you think that I think she's so emphatic about it because she knows the future.
Yeah.
Right? So she's like trying to, and that's the only thing that I could think of is like, listen, this shit's going to be hard. I can't emphasize how hard this shit's going to get for you. It's going to be bad.
I think you're right. You got to
stay with it. I don't know.
But the reaction from the Aiel to me is missing. I think that you're exactly right on what the Aes Sedai would feel. But the reaction from the Aiel is, hey, Taffy, I need you to stay, whatever the fuck you feel like are your core principles, keep them. To which your response would be, they're my core principles.
Right.
Like, yeah.
The only thing I could think of was like the whole part of this is showing that they used to serve the Aes Sedai. And so it kind of shows
that's also missing. Yeah, that's really not there.
So is that what they were trying to show in that scene? Is that she was giving them a command and they're like, yes, Aes Sedai, and like that is the oath right there is the oath that they broke. That oath right there is why they created Ruidian to show them. But
yeah.
But in a more because maybe they had to make that scene more serious because they didn't have as much time to show like every sequence.
Yeah, Waterholic, it's said, but like the reaction from the Aiel, I think is what I'm saying is missing. The reaction from the Aiel is like to my mind more important. It's that kind of just almost aghast at the idea that you would have to be asked that.
Yeah, they really pushed this Oathbreakers thing in the show. In the books, they felt like they were Oathbreakers. The Aes Sedai did all of that to try to protect them. That's not shown in the show. That's from Christian Rapper.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree with any of that. Yeah. Oh man, the comments are getting long. You guys are getting long in the comments.
We're getting short.
That dedication was always the best aspect about the Aes Sedai. No wonder the dedicated were the main focus of the Aes Sedai to preserve and try to get them to the place of safety. Okay. Yeah.
So what we next, Yoe? After we with horses. Next? Oh, it's next one is Charn.
Well, before that, we get this. We get a little bit of this.
Awesome.
he's not chewing eyeballs.
Hold on.
Maybe he already swallowed them.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said hold on.
And there's no hold on. I think that's it. That's the end. Basically, after this, he falls down and collapses. By the way, I thought I had a picture of Rand. There's a shot of Rand moving through the bodies, and instead of like taking a step over a skeleton, he just decides to step on it and crunch through it.
That was
and
so
I'm just
cool.
like, it's not choice.
It's pretty early.
Yeah, it was like
it was way back, but like I thought I got a shot of it, but maybe not.
Oh,
but
okay.
But like it was just one of those things where I'm like, wow.
Yeah, that's worth bringing up. That was
his
cool.
feet are heavy, and I get it, but Jesus Christ,
Superstar.
That's all.
Hey, anyway, I have a question for you guys. Here.
Oh yeah, yes.
Do you think, unless this is already knowledge and I just missed out on it, whatever that means, do you think Charn is actually Charn, which is how the Kara-Karn? I don't know if I'm delivering that the right way. Do you think that the origin of Kara-Karn is because the first guy is Charn?
Is named Charn.
Charn.
No, because technically Charn would be chiefs.
Yeah, but do you think that's where they got Chief from? Maybe his name is Chief.
Yeah, maybe his name was Chef. We don't know. It's mistranslated. They're like, he's the chef of chefs,
and that's why he's the.
Well, there's
he used to cook food for the Aes Sedai, and then like
he's the last part of the
fast
story
forward 3,000 years, they're like, the chef of chefs.
There's not much time going on, so there is an H, right? So technically, Karn versus Charn, but secondly, like Joe brought up an interesting point about like the chef of chefs. I believe is Gene.
Yeah, he's the chef of chefs for sure.
From Wet Hot American Summer.
And we all know that.
Okay.
Because he shows people the way, Jono. I don't know. I don't know if you knew.
Oh, I don't know. I see an overlap happening.
He's shown people the way before. He'll probably do it again.
It's not about the girl, Rand. It's not?
It's not.
Well, it is. It is
true. That's where they were in the threefold. Oh, Whataholic. What did Whataholic say?
Oh,
I thought they had failed the Aes Sedai. Yeah,
that's correct.
Fair. Yeah. Charmander.
Yes, Charmander.
No, that. So
now we're starting a whole slew of other.
It's the evolution. Iris Bear is the evolution.
God damn it! It's 1:00.
Charn.
Next.
And then his final evolution is Kara-Karn.
I mean, in fairness, I was trying to bring us to next.
Thank you. So
Lanfear, floaty ball, Charn in the fields. I mean, like, what? Is it weird that she spent so much time with him in the Globe and was like, "Hey, you should go down there. It's totally fine. Everything's cool."
No, that's in there. That's in the book.
Yeah, I know. I just thought it was a little strange.
Why?
Well, it just seems weird that an Aes Sedai is like super paladed around with a Jedi.
They all do. We all do.
We all do.
Sorry, that was my Home Alone. They're extremely personal. They are servants of.
Which is why he's hung later. By the way, that was sad that we didn't see that one. I kind of wished. I wish that connective tissue was there. In all seriousness, I know.
I think it adds a lot. His grandpa or.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
gets
So
hung
technically it is.
later as an older person, and like you.
Yeah,
see,
because he
like,
wouldn't shut the fuck up about serving land
Because
fear.
he's just like, Lanfear's the best. Have you
She
seen
wasn't
Lanfear?
always evil. She was my best friend.
And then when
Yeah.
the boar's created, he's like, yeah, she's not that great.
Yeah.
She let me look at her vagina one time.
Just one time from below.
Well, you can't look at it from above.
You just got to from way below though. I mean, like he's on the ground, she's up in the globe.
Using that scythe to trim her pubes.
Oh goddamn.
Anyway,
what did
so
you
the
guys
one
think about
problem I've got
this?
here, I thought it looked amazing.
Fuck Jesus Christ. What?
Oh, hold on. Go back one
Taffy?
scene. Go back one scene.
Yes.
I didn't love the fact that technically the Aiel ran away. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so I don't have a
They
shot of
should
that.
be
They are
running
running
too.
through the fields, but
They should be running to it.
What
Those
do
are
you
the
think about the
bravest
fact
fucking
that?
people.
What do you think about the fact that women were singing as well? Does that make?
Well, I don't
you
like to hear their voices,
feel-
but I respect their singing abilities.
I remember reading this
the stream
the
will
first
never
time
end.
and thinking
It
how
won't.
incredible it would be to see this, to actually see it, and now we got to see it, and that's pretty amazing. I know everybody has thought that, has read these books. They want to see this. Is it Sharam or Sharom? How do you say it?
The
Sharam?
Sharom. Yeah.
The Sharom.
Yeah.
Celine sat on that IL for sure.
Rand didn't actually have a goatee.
I've never seen a more beautiful representation of the taint. All right, so
It's
I
not.
do wanna
Stop right there. We're stopping
Yeah,
right
it's
there.
not the taint.
It's not a fucking taint. It's a goatsy. All right. It's a fucking goatsy.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. You're right.
In-
yeah.
In seriousness, does this represent in your brain like what you think is happening?
It's not quite.
Is this the dark wall that Rand pushes against in the end of the books? You know, like there's something going on in there, by the way. This is not the fully open shot. This is the Anus wide.
Yeah, this is the goatsy happening in progress.
Is this what you were like expecting when you? I mean, not that I was. I don't think I had expectations. So like when they showed it to me, I was like,
the answer is no, because if you remember where the Shaddam, like where this happens and where the boar is supposed to have been are two different places, because the boar is at what was at one point an idyllic island, and therefore like it was a place very far removed from society. Like it was just randomly there. As opposed to being, this is supposed to be adjacent to one of the largest metropolitan areas.
Is that the same island where all the feral dudes go and live?
No, that's just unintentionally different.
Okay.
No. I assume you're talking about like the Isle of the Madmen.
Yes.
Chris Rapper, he misspoke. He knows what he's saying.
Yeah.
So
this will be bigger by the end. Well, we all agree.
But I
definitely
visibly, I think this is very cool. But technically, it's not correct. But regardless, it's fucking cool.
Yeah, I know. I really did. I loved it too. Matt Stanger. I thought it was fucking awesome.
If I remember correctly, like there's Stygian fire, which is a word you don't see very often. So black fire spouting out of it as it falls down onto a city.
Yeah, it's interesting that I don't hate that they didn't make it in a city. That didn't bother me. It was like that's a detail that I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah. But like something about that like cracking open, I guess I wanted less of a shattering glass, so to speak, and like more of a threads being pulled up, like the thread of the pattern, like more visually in that aspect. Not that it's bad. It's amazing. And I loved it 100%. It's just like the tiny piece of me aesthetically is like, it could look differently based on the rules of the books. But again, I love this part. That was awesome. We get Rand. He's got his tattoos. He takes a nap.
So sleepy.
It says goodbye to Avienda. He's like, "Hey, Avienda on the car." And she's like, "Yeah, cool, bro. I gotta go." She's like, "You coming with me?" And he's like, "No, I'm gonna wait for Moraine. Is Moraine out yet?" This conversation is weird to me. It was like, he's like, "I'm done. You're done." And she's like, "Okay, well, let's leave." And he's like, "Well, Moraine's not done yet." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm still gonna go." But it's for me, that was like a weird move. I
don't get anything from this.
Maybe obviously, she doubts Moraine's getting out of there, which is fair because she's like a wetlander, and from her perspective, she's like, that bitch isn't getting out of there. You know, like I don't know what's going on in Avienda's brain, but like
we know
it seemed odd for her to be like, "Oh, you're the Dragon Reborn, or the Kara Karn rather." Like, see you later. Are you gonna stay? I'm gonna leave. You know, like that seemed weird.
She's seen her future with him, which, like, to a certain extent, her future is
also the destruction of the AL.
Well, but her future right now is running away from him because she doesn't want to betray the love. The show does not grow into bad. Fair enough, but she doesn't want to betray like other people's emotions. And secondly, she doesn't know. You're welcome, Iris Bear. It's definitely a goatsy. But she hasn't seen what Rand's seen.
Yeah.
So actually, her knowledge of what the Kara Karn is and what the fuck he's going to do are radically different than what we expect. I don't know if that's better or worse, but it's just different.
Avienda just wants away from Rand after what she saw.
Exactly. Like, she saw that she fucked him and betrayed Elaine. 2 letters. 2 letters.
I know the show went long because my pot of tea is gone.
Uh-oh. Oh, jeez.
That's not the only reason it went long.
What did that say? Obviously.
Oh, sorry. Let me.
It was very positive.
Nearly long enough. Avienda's a little bitch. Can't handle her emotions. Who cares if Rand will destroy everything you know? Abby does. Oh yeah. There you go.
All right. So what we got here?
She can't deny sex though. All right. Let's bring it home. There's not that much more. Other than Moraine dying.
There it is.
No. Rand went to go cuddle under the Aventus Dora.
Go back.
Go back to this?
Imagine you got googly eyes on her chin. So and then she's talking and she's going, "Oh," but like the top of her chin is her top of her head instead, and you cover her nose.
I just ejaculated.
You're talking about like doing like talking about just covering up the top of your face and flipping upside down?
Yeah. But then you have to talk. It's very funny. You should do it.
Then she slits a throat.
For your kids. They'll die.
This is some dark stuff. Like these flickers to finish it out. Amazing.
This is fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I have very limited images of this because I was scrambling behind this.
Go for it. We don't need them all. I recommend anyone just watch.
Well, first she's murdered by like the dark Two Rivers people that are essentially the new Forsaken, I think. And that's I don't know what's going on there. But Jesus Christ. So she gets her throat slit. Oh, there's Rand cuddling. Then a throat slit in the streets.
Slow
Murdered in the desert like 17 times over.
So
like,
many.
A lot of them are repeat scenes. So like we see like 3 or 4 scenes of her like dying in the sand from Lanfear like multiple times, but then they're also repeated. This scene's repeated again. So you just see it from further away, like she's crawling down the streets and blood is coming out of her neck. But it's
vagina.
It's another flip of the ring though. So like although it's showing us different angles of the same scene that they filmed, like it's meant to be like she died again, and you're like, holy fuck, this is fucking crazy. Anyway, I loved it. There's we cut away from that to see a brief scene of Egwene going like, "We should fucking go in there." And Lan's like, "She's good. She's good. Calm down. Hold on. Just give her a second." And then we get Rand bringing her out of Ruidian.
He who comes on her dawn
comes with the dawn. He got some cum on his face.
Where's the rebar? Do you see any rebar there?
Yeah, it's right there, back in the. It's
on the right,
right over his left shoulder.
Okay.
Also, I recommend everyone look at that rebar. It's right there, 18 minutes in.
Oh, I'll be looking.
Yes, please. So that's tWoTcast this week. If you have any comments or questions, the best way to find us is, of course, on tWoTcast.
At
Real Time
MySpace.
Reread Podcast.
No, MySpace/tWoTcast.
We haven't said the best way to find us is at in like 17 years. And the fact that Jono said that like out of his ass, like out of his drunken brain, is just like adorable to me.
It's because he's in Let's
The
Ready
best
to
way to
Record
find
mode.
us, if you have any comments or questions, leave them below. tWoTcast theme songs are brought to you by the one and only Taffy Bennington.
I'm so happy to be here. Let's ready to record.
And the legendary Andrel Bard of Time.
Andrel's song is so good. It's so good. Another one is Jono. Is he the Joko Ono?
The Joko Ono is the best.
I love how it says Jono with his beautiful Swedish accent.
He's just got it. You should see his penis.
Taffy, can I thank you for being here to sub in for Tom for all this time?
Thank you. It's my pleasure, and thank you for having me. Spending time with you guys, spending time with all my friends in chat. Let me chat. Hello.
Also, before we leave, we have a very important thing to do, Jono. Are you aware of this? It's ratings! Ratings!
Oh,
ratings!
Shit.
Ratings!
Oh, the pressure!
Jono. What did you guys rate episode 4 of the Wheel of Time? Jono?
I don't know if I want to start.
All right, Taffy. Taffy, what did you rate episode 4 of the Wheel of Time?
Listen.
Yes.
It's a visually stunning, well-told story. Yosha himself, I wish I could give it an 11 because this one goes to 11. But I'm going to do
comes out in 6 months.
8.5 because I hate the fucking Sarkonnen bullshit. The Sarkonnen.
Wow. 11 went down to an 8.5.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing. It was it's
Wow, Stream Flame and you are on fucking
okay.
point.
All right. I don't know. It's a gorgeous. It's really cool. I love so much of it. But that whole fucking thing with I don't know. It's just it put me in a bad mood for a while. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I'm out at sea.
You've got nothing to apologize for. So I'll be honest. It bothers me how much I want to shit on some of the negative stuff because there's so much positive stuff. I remember when I realized the name of the fucking episode and I told my wife before she divorced me this week that hey,
yeah, just now tonight because it's 1 a.m.
Well, don't worry, she's not going anywhere. But it's called The Road to the Sphere. So if they fuck this up, we know what this has to have. And they fuck it up, you'll be fucking kidding me. And they hit so many pieces.
Wait, Jono, hold on 1 second. Does this matter, Taffy? I got over the Sarkonnen because we named it the Choden Ball.
No.
Well,
does that change your score?
I mean, it makes me not for the show. I mean, they still.
It makes me appreciate everyone else.
I love everybody here.
All right.
Yeah. So, on one hand, I want to give it 6.9. On the other hand, I want to give it a 9.
If you gave this episode a 6.9, I'd be very mad.
I'm gonna go with an 8.
Okay.
A legitimately and you take out the take out a made-up sangreal that has been massacred. 8.5. 9. That bothers me a lot. But yeah, we're gonna go with an 8. A very good episode.
-0.5 for skipping maiden stuff. So 9.5.
Okay.
Again, the
Jono
maiden
is so
stuff is so important.
That would have been
Fair
really
enough.
cool. They could have
My
they
burner
could have had a
account
short,
is killing
but they
me.
wanted to go. I think I understand why they left that out. But
I want to see an episode of anything that Jono calls a 10.
So I'm gonna jerk off later. It's gonna be 12 seconds.
Joe the
gonna be-
presser.
I
It's gonna
got
be an 8. It'll be an 8.
I'm gonna go way higher than both of you, which
Okay.
isn't saying a lot because you gave it 8.5 and an 8, but I'm gonna say 9.5.
Okay. This
was
really
nearly
good episode.
perfect. This is nearly perfect. This is
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I nitpicked the shit out of it while we talked about it, but as I watched it, I was like, I love every second of this. And I didn't there wasn't a millisecond where I was like, what the fuck? Most of the time I'm just going, what the goddamn hell?
Something that's supposed to be comparable with Kalendor into the rings.
All right, 9.
In her pocket. No, I'm not trying to change your score. I'm just trying to say that there's like really big things happening.
Also, first of all, I'll never give this show a 10 because it's not the book. So I mean, no, I'm kidding. I don't know.
As far as
it's so
as
hard
far
to
as
not
looks,
go over 9. I guarantee we're gonna get a 9 before the end of this season's over.
Looking down,
And this
I'll tell you what,
episode is probably the best of the season. Never mind, I'm sticking with 9.
It's an incredible.
It's a 9.5 for me.
It's an incredible show. This episode was the most fantastic as far as fantasy goes. The most beautiful fantasy show I've ever seen. It was really, and even just the Isle, like with even fucking Savannah and all of that. Like I loved it. It was awesome, cool. And I mean, like there was so much great stuff in it.
Home Alone doesn't count.
Oh,
I'm out.
10 is orgasmic. Pants must be wet. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I need to.
Okay.
Rafe thinks episode 7 could rival it.
Oh, all right.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know for the future. Anyway, that's been ratings.
Excuse me, Finns. If you know what Rafe says about things, can you please ask them what they were thinking when they named that globe the orb?
Yeah. Why the fuck did they name the globe Sakarnan?
Can you just send an email? Let us know.
I feel like that was one of our biggest upsets of this episode.
It's pretty dynamic. It's a huge thing that they did. I don't.
Joe, can you do me a favor? Can you read Tom's like for the end of this episode? Can you read Tom's review?
Let me read Tom's rating.
Yes.
And then I'm going to bed.
It's not that good. It's not that good.
It's not a very good review. Like just in general, like not.
It was just a quote from Tom. He hasn't watched the show. You know.
Oh, okay.
We're building this up way too much.
It's okay. But
he's just basing this off of us talking to him.
Well, he did promise to never watch.
Nope, actually, it has not. It has nothing to do with us, because
true.
we had not said that.
It's true. We didn't say anything about this.
Okay.
Tom quote. I heard they gave Demandred's rod to Moraine and made it so it can be used by a woman. What a cool idea.
Okay.
And you can read that with however much level of sarcasm you want to put on it. What a cool idea.
It's like just even know that is making him angry. Just even know that is existing.
Oh man.